In the ancient Roman legions, the command of standing firm functioned as a very high-stakes, life-or-death tactical directive. Survival depended on holding the line. Soldiers locked their shields with the man next to them and refused to retreat a single inch, prioritizing the integrity of the formation over their individual safety. In the 1st century, the Apostle Paul took this aggressive military terminology and applied it to a different kind of battlefield entirely, defined by internal compromise, heavy cultural pressure, and a slow descent into apathy. Because the enemy is invisible, these ancient texts require a complete reassessment of what human strength actually looks like. Now, in his letter to the Corinthians, Paul tells believers to act like men and be courageous, language that suggests a traditional call to arms. He follows this immediately with the mandate to do everything in love, creating a paradox where absolute strength is expressed through absolute kindness. The book of Acts records a man named Stephen who put this into practice while facing a violent mob intent on his execution. As heavy stones were hurled at him, Stephen held his ground by looking toward heaven and forgiving his murderers. A person's spiritual endurance shows in the level of grace they can maintain while facing extreme hostility. The book of Galatians commands believers to stand firm in their liberty, warning against the yoke of slavery found in legalism and cycles of sin. Historical failures illustrate the difficulty of this stance. After their physical rescue from Egypt, the Israelites remained internally enslaved, eventually desiring the certainty of their former bondage over the uncertainty of a faith-filled journey. Paul and Silas faced the opposite extreme. They were beaten, stripped of their rights, and locked inside a dark Roman dungeon. Despite the heavy iron chains on their feet, they possessed total internal liberty, choosing to fill the night with hymns of worship. Biblical liberty is a resilient internal posture that remains unaffected by the presence of a free desert or a locked prison cell. Standing firm in the will of God is usually unglamorous. It is a quiet, daily struggle for spiritual maturity and holiness. The Apostle Paul describes a man named Epaphras, whose warfare consisted of laboring fervently and wrestling invisibly in prayer for his community. Joseph faced a different kind of combat when he was cornered by his master's wife. He was forced to choose a specific type of defiance against intense moral compromise. Rather than staying to argue or fight, Joseph physically ran from the room, proving that protecting spiritual integrity often requires immediate withdrawal. Holding your spiritual ground frequently looks like active avoidance and